There is no way that we cannot receive the desires that we have unless we physically or energetically push them away. So, this is the conversation that I want to have with you today. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm Ishani. I'm your intuitive self leadership coach. I am on a mission to help my women become unstoppable. They live in their magic and live a life, create a life that is beyond logic. So, when it comes to our desires, there is no other way than to not receive them. When we have a desire, we also create the receiving of the desire. That is what happens in this world. It's a world filled with duality. So, duality is not always bad and good, right? In that way, it's also, if I have a desire, there is the duality of it, which is the receiving of the desire. Now, I have noticed this in my life, and I have noticed this in so many client conversations and coaching sessions that this is what happens when why we actually push our desires away. There are two reasons. So, I want to talk to you about those two reasons. Okay. So, number one reason is consciously. But we are pushing our desires away consciously. Let me give you an example. So if you are a business owner with a intention, a desire to have a $1 million business, how do you push this away consciously? Okay, because you might be like, Ishani, no, I don't do that because I would love to have $1 million and I'm always grateful and I'm also always doing this and that. But imagine you're having a very low sales month. You're having like um $50 a month kind of a situation. Now, are you looking at that $50 as an evidence of building a $1 million brand, or are you looking at it as if you've failed, as if it's not working, as if, yeah, I think I need to do something different. I need to find something else. This is not my passion. This is not, like, you start doubting yourself. And this is what consciously happens. Okay. We are doing it consciously. This is not even our subconscious patterns. This is a conscious way of being where every single dollar bill that comes to your life, you know that it's going towards the $1 million brand that you're creating. If you start to reject it, if you're not seeing it as if it's even the $5, even the likes and comments and people saying that, I love your work, I love the way you speak, I love what you shared with me, even the comments that you receive on YouTube, even the comments that you receive on your Facebook lives. And if you're live here, let me know, say hi. So all those are actually contributing to your creation of the $1 million brand. Okay. Now let me give another example. So if you have a desire of wanting to be with your life partner and you have declared it to the universe, source, Mother Nature, God, whoever you believe in, that I am ready and open to be with my life partner. I want to meet them. And then you find somebody, they are they say they show interest in you, they flirt with you, but you know that they're not the right person. So how do you see that? Do you see the evidence of, okay, this is my first sign, this is the first installment of my receiving of the desire of meeting my soulmate? Because when we are starting this, so consciously what is happening is, if we start to allow all these small signs and if we start to notice all these signs as an evidence to the big thing, right? Then we are not pushing our desires away. Then we are actually collecting evidences, because our conscious mind works on evidences. We are collecting evidences of, this is working out for me. This is working out for me. And every time I have a desire, I always get the first sign instantly. It's just the my understanding or my presence that makes it noticeable or not, because signs are available all the time, everywhere in our lives. Am I present in my life enough to notice them, observe them? So I remember when I when I had the desire of meeting somebody, having a new friend, having a new partner, or any of this desire, I know that the minute I put it out, and I've experienced it time and time again, like people will reach out to me, they will say something or the other, right? They would show interest. Now, the thing is that I could actually take it as, okay, somebody has shown interest, they are not my type. So I could be like, okay, fine, whatever, like I'm not interested. I can say all of that by all, but also take it as a sign that it's happening. The energetic field is recalibrating to ensure that my desire is going to be met. Not, if not today, then one day. And I am going to notice and collect all the evidences to till that day when it actually manifests. So it's, do you allow yourself to notice the small things that are happening, that are making way to your big thing? So that is how we consciously accept the desire before it actually comes in the, the big desire that comes in. Are we collecting all the evidences that are leading to the point of really experiencing that desire? So that is the number one thing, consciously being aware. Okay. The second thing, how we reject our desires, is subconsciously. Now, this is something that we all know, that 90% of our life we are living from a subconscious pattern, from a subconscious way. We're not aware of why we do what we do because of the subconscious patterns that are going on. Now, unless you've done this work, you won't recognize these patterns. But I want to talk to you about not just subconscious, I want to also talk to you about the soul conscious, because I'm sure you might have seen, you might have heard, or you might have gone through numerous inner child healings and all of that. But I want to bring this another facet to your awareness, that our soul, when it gets born in this body, in this lifetime, the inner child is the way how we decondition our subconscious mind in this lifetime. But it is also, inner child is also the gateway towards our deconditioning or dissolving the karmas that we have brought in from the past lives or the previous lifetimes. Now, why is it important? Is because maybe you've done all this work of personal development, self development, but maybe you've missed the soul level. And as women, we have a huge wound of receiving. We have not allowed ourselves to receive things easily for years and years and ages and ages. So our soul has brought in that kind of knowledge and awareness that this is not for me. I can't receive things easily. And this is something that is there in most women. We are not easily accepting of gifts. We are not even aware of what our gifts are, right? So our soul, actually, our inner child, brings in the blueprint of our gifts and our and all the guilt as well. So when we start to rewire our subconscious mind to receive, it's also important that we look at the soul conscious pattern. And when we look at the soul conscious, it's so beautiful that we also realize the gift that lies underneath. And you might have seen this in your life, that people who are magnetic, who are very confident, they receive things easily. Even when they receive a compliment, they receive it so gracefully. They say, "Oh, thank you so much," right? Because they know, they're conscious of the they're conscious of their own self. They're conscious of this, that I get to receive. I deserve to receive all the love in abundance. So when we work on on our receiving in the subconscious, it's it is always going to include working with the soul conscious, and people who know them, people who know the, and I have a very beautiful distinction, people who are not self-conscious but conscious of the self. They are so confident, they are so magnetic, that they draw in all the different kind of possibilities. They attract different kind of different kind of gifts and people and opportunities, because they are very solid on this idea that if I have a desire, I know it's getting fulfilled. So I'm conscious. So they are not pushing it away consciously, where they are aware, they are noticing all the good things that are happening, that are lining up to that desire. And they're also subconsciously, able to receive. They're subconsciously and soul consciously aware of their gifts, and they work with their gifts instead of pushing it away, instead of saying, oh no, just because it's easy for me, it's not enough, right? Which is another thing that we go through as women, where, so for example, if somebody is very intuitive, and most women are, if they have not blocked their own intuition by, and it happens a lot through all the emotional wounding, different kind of turmoil that women go through. So if we are in tune with our body, we are intuitive. But many women think that their intuition is not even a gift, because that is again a conditioning that has not been done only on the subconscious or from the childhood, but it's also from ages and eons of being in this patriarchal society. So how do we stop rejecting our desire to come to fruition? By consciously being note by consciously being aware of every single thing that is dropping in your life, which is making a way to that big desire to happen. Second is subconsciously allowing yourself to receive things subconsciously by rewiring, not even rewiring, but actually reconnecting to your inner child, with who is the blueprint for your deconditioning of this patriarchal mindset, as well as your soul gifts. So when you activate your soul gift, when you activate your knowledge and your wisdom about your own self, and you realize that I get to receive, I get to be here because I have come here to accomplish a few of the karmas that have been accumulated so far, and I get to dissolve them through this lifetime. And all of that awareness will make you consciously confident, because you are. And when I say consciously confident, it's very different from self-conscious, because self-conscious people are people who are always in their heads. They are not connected to their own self. But conscious of self people are aware of this life that we've come in. We know that we are here to receive the blessings of the earth, otherwise we would not be here, otherwise we'll be happy in our spiritual realm, right? So when we allow ourselves to connect to our inner child in a soul and a self level, we get to receive things easily. So stop pushing your desires away by actually inviting yourself to be observant in life, be present in your life, be consciously aware and consciously confident in your life and in your being. And this, I want to go so much deeper into this. If you've been liking this conversation so far, I want to invite you inside Untangled, a free masterclass that I'm hosting on 26th of June at 6 p.m. IST, which is probably 9 or 8:30 a.m. EST. So inside that, I am going to teach you, share with you the knowledge of the art of being consciously confident. Because once we are consciously confident, and the expression of it can look different. Some people are very loudly expressed, some people are quieter, some people are like me who can be loud and quiet at the same time, and some people, so depending on your self expression, you become consciously confident. But what I mean by that is you have a very solid understanding of who you are, what gifts have you come with, and I want to activate those gifts in you. So that masterclass is going to be a mind body soul. So there'll be coaching, but there'll also be this part where we go on a soul journey, so that your inner child releases the deconditions, not just really deconditions the receiving wound from this lifetime and also past lifetimes. So I am very excited for that. It's a build up. It's a build up for the last 4.5 years of doing this work on myself, and then the last 2 years of doing this with my clients. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful. We all get to receive all the desires that we have, because that's the only way for us to move from this life satisfied, and even enjoy this life satisfied. Because if we are not enjoying this life, then we'll be stuck in this loop of death and rebirth. And I am not for it. I want to live this life fulfilling all my desires, so that I get to go and be one with the one consciousness. All right. So Yeah, let me know if you want to be inside that master class. Like I said, it's on 26th of June. I will link it in the description as well so that you can find the link to join it. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Facebook, on Messenger. Thank you for being here. You get to receive all your desires.